So this past weekend we had the Monster Hunter Wilds beta, which was a absolute ton of fun. I am definitely sad to see it go for the time being. I had tons of fun, even though I only had to try about two weapons, that being the Charge Blade and the Greatsword. I sadly can only play about a few days of the beta for the PlayStation Early Access, and then I didn't get to play much more after that. Some things I noticed for sure, which I saw a lot of complaints about online with discourse and stuff like that, is the performance. Performance was definitely pretty bad. Some of the stuff from like the PC beta playthrough was just absolutely hilarious. I don't know if anyone's seen like the polygonal like Pokemon memes that people have been making. I thought they were absolutely like hilarious for sure. There was those. There was people just saying it ran like a PS2 game. Tons of jokes were made, which, you know, honestly valid if Capcom has a pretty rough history with their PC ports. I feel that could just be me though. I don't know. Dragon's Dogma 2 has kind of soiled it a little bit, and that performance was not good if we all remember that. But yeah, like I said, I really only used the Charge Blade and the Greatsword. About the Greatsword I used about an hour. The Charge Blade I had put much more time into. My whole beta playthrough I want to say was around 8-ish hours. Like I said, I only got a few days out of it with just the early access PS Plus release. I didn't get to play the PC beta length. So that was kind of frustrating, but the Charge Blade feels absolutely amazing. The new focus mode, I gotta say, is so much fun. That little like chainsaw like butcher moment thing is so badass. I think it's definitely like takes back to like what Charge Blade is, just I don't know, the chaotic like strength. I love it. Great sword as well. The focus mode is absolutely huge. Being able to change the direction you're moving in,
Okay, that's
insane. It makes the greatsword feel so fluid, and the offset attack is pretty good as well. I don't know if I got any counters with the offset attack, but from the gameplay that I've seen, it looks great. Absolutely looks great. Like I said, I didn't get to play too much with other weapons or anything, but I definitely like wish I would have gotten more time. A lot of the stuff looks crazy. You know, the Attack on Titan kind of esque move with the dual blades, and then the gun lance, the big explosion is absolutely hilarious. I've been seeing tons of gameplay as well from the longsword counters and stuff. They seem absolutely really cool. My friend was playing Hammer, and then like seeing like that rollingness is just absolutely hilarious. People really just, you know, always find some funny stuff to do in the Monster Hunter games for sure. The beta though, like just overall was just tons and tons of fun, man. I really like, yeah, the beta was just tons and tons of fun. It was really good. All four of the fights absolutely fantastic. Chadakabra I think is the first one, Dashiguma, Balahara, and Ray Dow. And Ray Dow has probably become one of my favorite monsters in like the, I don't know, like one of my favorite fights. It was an extremely fun fight, man. I really like the monster design. I'm super excited for the armor. It seems crazy. It's really a shame though that we didn't get to see Ray Dow's armor or like craft anything, but you know, as you saw, like the workshop was like still being built, is what I think the NPCs would say. But yeah, so that kind of sucked that we didn't really get to see like the whole thing, but it's totally fine. One complaint that I and many others have seen is that the weapons don't really feel very weighty. I think that's pretty valid. I will say a lot of the times, like I would go to hit an enemy and it would kind of just feel as if I was like waving some paper around. My weapons didn't feel as if they had much weight. I've been seeing a term called hit stop gun floating around. I'm not really too familiar with that, but it does seem like that could be related. Not sure. But yeah, hopefully that kind of changed some of the weightiness, because it's definitely a little unfortunate. But yeah, other than that, the weapons really did feel great. A lot of the combos feel kind of seamless. I definitely think some weapons got a little bit more love in some of their changes compared to others. But like I said, I didn't really get to play myself, other just from what gameplay that I've seen. It kind of is what I've determined. Yeah, back to that performance stuff though. It really is kind of frustrating that we still have these drastic FPS issues, when really 60 I feel is should be like the industry standard kind of going forward. It's crazy to see like 30 still comes up every now and then, and these games kind of have this a lot. Super frustrating. Dragon's Dogma had a bit of a performance issue as well. You know, really not beating the allegations of being a tech demo, which is kind of frustrating, because I liked Dragon's Dogma 2, but it really, you know, definitely needed a lot of love and work. So yeah, I started off the game playing in the performance mode, which was kind of targeting the 60 FPS, which really was not the right decision. I'll be honest, guys. The performance mode kind of targeted 60 FPS, but it would make the graphics not look that good. Like the resolution didn't look too great. There's definitely a lot of issues with the performance mode. targeting the 60 FPS. Another thing that with the performance mode was that it rarely would actually hit and stay consistent with that 60 FPS during fights, the town. Multiple times you would see like the frames kind of drop between like that 30 to maybe like 45-ish range. It really was not consistent. I found that switching to the resolution mode, which kind of locks you at 30 FPS, was a way better decision for sure. Like everything looks cleaner, nicer. It definitely was able to keep that 30 FPS a lot more consistently as well, which is super, super important. For an action heavy combat game, we kind of need to have consistent frames. Dropping all the time is just, it's not the right thing that we need. Capcom really should learn this after so many games as well. I've also been seeing a lot of discourse complaining about Wilds is having, I think the player count was around 400,000 for just the Steam beta, and which is absolutely fantastic numbers. Like, don't even get me wrong, right? I'm happy to see this community just kind of blow up, and once again with the return to World, and yeah, I think Wilds will be super special for the franchise going forward. I think it's going to be a great game. Personally, I'm hoping it'll be my game of the year. But yeah, a lot of people have been comparing the Wilds beta player numbers to the World's Steam player numbers, and I want to kind of set the record straight a little bit. The Wilds beta has a lot more hype around it due to World being so popular. The Wilds beta is free, and yeah, the World PC version came out about 6-7-ish months later. I want to say it was around August or September of 2018. I could be wrong about that date. Yeah, so I want to just kind of set the record straight. It's also not, World's not free, it's costs around I think like $20-$40 depending on the sale you get, whatever. But yeah, the numbers are going to be different because it costs money. There was hype, but not as big of a hype that Wilds has. I mean, Wilds is probably gonna be one of the biggest Capcom games to ever come out. I think it's going to be, like I said, fantastic for the Monster Hunter franchise. I think it'll be great. It really will. But yeah, overall, guys, I really think the beta was so much fun. I'm sad that I only got to play about half of it. If long as they fix that, that weightiness with the weapons, like the performance issues, they really got to get those fixed. But they did say that the beta was a different version, to my knowledge. From what I've heard, that the beta is a much earlier release than the most current up-to-date release, from what they said. So hopefully that will fix some of our issues here and some of our concerns. But yeah, just the performance and the weapon, like the weightiness, I think we'll really have a Game of the Year game. I think Monster Hunter will win Game of the Year. That's all I can hope for 2025. Gus agrees. Gus is he's sleeping because he's like, you guys are sleeping on Monster Hunter Wilds. I think 2025 is going to be Monster Hunter's year. Hopefully, we'll see. And yeah, I don't really have much else other than get hype, go play World, go play Rise, have fun, and yeah, thanks guys for watching the video. Bye.